There's particular moments that define each one of us. We may not know it at the time, but we learn it later. Every action creates a cascade of reactions. Life is a web of events. Actions overlaid by consequence, and woven across the fabric of time. Future determined by past. Past defined by present. Present experienced throughout the lens of personal history. But for some, it's obvious. You can put your finger on it. That definable, indelible moment when everything changed. And when detonated, life is never the same again. And we immediately know we're always wrong. We're always fucking wrong. What can a man take before he submits to the weight and consequence of distrust? Does he fade back into the shadows that formed him? Or does he lash out to carve his words into your flesh? You are not the star of your own movie. Humans are not the top of the food chain. And fate is a fantasy. But I can't prove any of this, even if I wanted to. Ideas are the most dangerous weapons on the planet. They creep under your skin, dormant, volatile, explosive. They attach to our collective consciousness, and then one day, man, they bubble to the surface to assert their power. Some people are sources of gravity. Their certainty and wholeness commands our attention. We are drawn to them by a natural law that requires we don't quite understand the mechanism. But the pull is like a tide, a current you can't deny, and eventually it wears you down. Beliefs are mercurial things. They direct our lives and choices, moment by moment. They're stowaways to the imagination emporium. Harnessed to hunches, polished with proof. They're like clothing we can't afford. They elevate us, yet they're not ours to keep. We discard them when they no longer serve our needs, or we find out they weren't real at all. This story is extraordinary, especially if it's true. Reality simply isn't what it used to be. Things are not what they seem. Everything around us is a mental construct. We create our own reality. Breaking that down is hard to do. And once it's done, there ain't no coming back. What happens to people when their fundamental beliefs, the bedrock of their understanding, explodes into a million pieces? When something comes careening from out of the blue, and it messes with everything we know. How do we react? How do we react? Crack a life open and it seems to dissect and examine its content is unnerving, like the reading of omens by viewing the entrails. We all tell our own stories. Sometimes we even believe them, and sometimes we tell them one last time. If you don't believe it, that's your problem. What you do with that is up to you.